Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Scott Groves, Consolidated Coaching. All right, so what are we talking about this week? I just sent out an email saying never miss a Monday, and let me actually go over some points in that email because I think it's really important. We almost did it earlier this year. We almost filtered out all of the people that shouldn't be in the business were just hanging on by a thread. They'd seen their production cut in about half. And then, the interest rate gods threw them a bone. Like rates dropped dramatically, back to doing a lot of refinances. I mean, I know that there was some mortgage companies, some mortgage banks, some mortgage brokers. They were like on the ropes and not particularly profitable and not looking particularly good. And then, like I said, the interest rates god threw them a bone and dropped rates. That might happen again next year. But if it doesn't, what I want to talk about this week and for the next couple of weeks is we're heading into that time where everybody's got to put their head down, make their calls, and work their ass off because it's going to happen in about 8 weeks starting October 21st. You are going to be making your calls or things are going to have been slowing down because you've refinanced everybody you can get in front of to refinance, or rates will tick up. But something will happen around the week of October 14th, October 21st, where you're like, oh my goodness, all the refinances are gone. I got to get back to calling my purchase clients, my realtors, doubling down on those relationships. And if you wait too long, if you wait till about October 14th or 21st, you're going to start hearing the excuses that I sent out in the email this morning, which was titled Never Miss a Monday. You're going to hear, oh man, it's crazy. I've got to get Halloween costumes for the kids. And then the following week, it's going to be like, you know what? We got so many holiday parties coming up. Oh, you know what? I got family coming in from out of town for Thanksgiving. Oh, geez, it's almost Christmas. You know what? And then here's the kiss of death. Let's just wait till after the new year. And then once you allow those excuses to permeate your October, November, December, and then you finally hammer back down in January, get in front of these people, then the excuse is, you know what? I already set my business plan for the year. I'm just going to keep using the guy that I was using before. Or, hey, Scott, I didn't hear from you for like 3 or 4 months. Johnny on the spot, new loan officer down the street, was really attentive. I got to give him a shot because he closed a couple deals really quickly or on time for me, and I couldn't get in touch with you. So I cannot tell you how important. I was preaching this last year, and I sounded like Chicken Little, the sky was falling, when I was telling people, make your calls at the end of August through September and into October, because if not, you're going to die on the vine come December, January, February when you have no business. And guess what? Everybody was supposed to die on the vine who didn't make their calls. And then the refinance gods stepped in, they dropped rates, and people kind of picked up their business. Obviously, February through now, the 10-year treasury has just continued to fall. And again, that might happen. But if it doesn't, we want to be strategically placed in a position where we spend the next 7 or 8 weeks getting out there for as many coffee appointments as possible. This week is going to be, I don't know if you guys have seen any of my webinars that I've been doing. This week for me is going to be all about calling people, trying to get them paired on list reports. We've been doing a lot of webinars with list reports. They've been trying to coach me on how to do things better and how to use their tool better. And so I want to be paired with 20 new agents by the end of this week on list reports so that going into the end of the year and the beginning of next year, any listings they have, I automatically show up. It gives me a good excuse to check in with referral sources who I know that maybe I've been ignoring over the summer months or ignoring when rates were low and it was refinance. And it allows me to ask them, hey, if you're not comfortable signing up for list reports or you don't want to accept the pairing because you don't know exactly what it is, let's just get together for coffee. I'll talk for 5 minutes, tell you what it's about, and then we can catch up about all the great stuff you did over summer. But trust me, if you are not on these calls every day for the next 6, 7, 8 weeks, if you are not committed to making your 10 lead generation calls every day, if you're not doubling down and getting back in front of those referral sources who you did business with during the year, or making an effort to get in front of new referral sources and sit down with them in the next 6 weeks, this is it, man. Like, this is it. Because once we get in October, the excuses just blow my mind. And I will do a giant Facebook post, publicly. We'll talk about it here on the lead gen call. The first time I get the holiday excuse, it used to be the week before November, and now it just seems to get earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier because everybody has this limiting belief that it's slow around the holidays and it snows so much here in Minnesota and it does this. It's like, for me, I'm in Southern California, for Christ's sakes. Christmas Day, New Year's Day, if you've seen the Rose Parade, it's 70 degrees and sunny. So we have absolutely no excuse in Southern California. But the realtors and the loan officers that want to make those excuses, oh, it's been so slow because it's summer. Everybody's going back to school. September is seasonally slow. People are doing Halloween. Everybody's going to the holidays, and it's just bullshit. It's just excuses. So you've got to make the calls. You've got to get in front of people. You've got to get recommitted to calling 10 people a day, every single day. And I would set a goal for yourself. If you're newer, maybe it's 1 or 2 coffee appointments a week. If you've been around a while and you've got some people you've closed business with and you've got a book of business of people you can reconnect with and new people that you might be able to talk with, or you've had a great summer and you got a lot of listing agents to call and say, hey, whew, we caught our breath. The summer's over. The kids are back at school. You know, we crushed it on that deal back in July at 123 Main Street. Mr. and Mrs. Listing Agent, I know you've got great referral partners, but I'd just love a chance to get together for coffee, celebrate that deal we closed, learn a little bit more about your business, and talk for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something to that effect. So if you're more seasoned, I would say 5, 10 coffee appointments or 5 to 10 face-to-face every week is going to be imperative, because trust me, you don't want to get into a situation where the next month is still filled with refinance headache. Then we get into the holiday season and all of your purchase referral business is gone because you just haven't checked in with them for 90 days. And God, then we get the kiss of death with the holiday excuses. All right, so that's my rant for this morning. Scott Groves, Consolidated Coaching. Get at it, make your calls, and we'll see you tomorrow morning and every morning at 8:30 a.m. All right, love you all. Talk to you soon.